Greetings, Earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to WizdomDropz, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. My name is Tonia, and today we are discussing Mercury Retrograde and what we just came out of. From my personal experience, the universe has called me to discuss this with you today. So here we are. And I'm going to be briefly discussing in two separate videos what just happened under the Mercury retrograde cycle that we experienced between October 14th, 2020 and 11/3, November 3rd. That's election day in the United States. So basically between this duration of time, there's two events that happened in my personal life. One happened on the 1st of November. That was the most recent. And before that, it happened on the 23rd of October. I'm going to be rolling through in these two separate videos what the astrology was and what it was doing on those two specific time frames. What else do I want to discuss on this? I'm just going to tell you some really funny stories. So we're going to just dive in. We're going to chat. We're going to chill. So yeah, that's basically what this is. And of course, as always, before I jump into it, a couple quick announcements. Number one, if you vibe with what we're doing on the WizdomDropz platform, do subscribe because we are building tribe. Every single day I put out a video. I'm here for you. So if you're into it, be here for it and hit the notification button while you are at it, because that way you will know every time I upload a video for your enjoyment and edutainment, because that is what we is about on the WizdomDropz platform. Okay. So first things first, I'm going to share the astrology with you, of course. Let us show what went down on October 23rd. Let us begin screen sharing so you can see what I am looking at here. Beautiful. You should be seeing the screen. So this is actually the chart for the 14th, where this whole thing began. As you can see, it was at 11 degrees Mercury. That is when it began its retrograde cycle. Okay. So it was moving forward this whole time through Libra, and then it went through Scorpio all the way to 11 degrees. And then it was like, put on the brakes, rewind, and then it started going back. Okay. Mercury retrograde is all about, it's notorious, it's infamous. Okay. That's like famous with a negative connotation for messing up vehicles, messing up transportation, messing up any kind of communication, making basically like throwing a wrench in any given thing or situation, right? So especially anything that involves the transference of information, because Mercury moves information from point A to point B to C all over the place, right? All the way to Z, element P, okay? And then also vehicular related matters. So anything that's, because if you think about it, like even a vehicle moving is all about the transference of something. It's a transference of information insofar as your being that is on that vessel, right? But without getting too like deep into it, which is funny because Mercury literally was retrograde in Scorpio, and that's what we're discussing about right now. But with that said, it went retrograde here. So let's jump forward though to those events that I was talking about. Let's go to the 23rd. You can see Mercury is retrograding every day, backwards. Okay, backwards, all the way through Scorpio. And here we are. Mercury was at 5 degrees on this day. On this particular day, my vehicle was accidentally damaged a little bit. It wasn't too bad. I wasn't even in the car. Thank goddess. It was like not a big deal. The person was super honest. They like owned up to everything, and it was like awesome because they were not an asshole like so many people can be. So that was good. It was great. I was very thankful for that. But it happened. And this happened on the 23rd of October. Now look at the heavens right now. Mercury's retrograde at 5 degrees. It's also conjunct the sun. Dun, dun, dun. What does that mean? We're about to talk with it. There's a 4-degree orb though there of separation. But it's opposite Uranus. Uranus is shocking events, explosions, out of nowhere circumstances, sudden things that just catch you off guard. It's also related to like awakenings and higher knowledge and truth, but it's also related to like electric energy, like lightning bolts going pa-chow, pa-chow, pa-chow. If you think of like an electric line, like what was it called? A live wire. This is like spitting all over the place. That's Mercury opposite Uranus. It's also a very quick planet. So is Mercury. I'm still talking quickly for the people who are like, can you slow down from last week's videos? But sorry, I have Uranus on the ascendant. You know, what can you do? But I will try my best, definitely, in future videos here. But with that said, Mercury is opposing the sun, or excuse me, conjunct the sun as well. So basically, Cazimi it's not quite Cazimi here. This is 4 degrees off from Cazimi. Cazimi is when it's exactly conjunct the sun, when any given planet is exactly conjunct the sun. Nonetheless, whenever it's within a certain degree of orb of influence, a planet's going to be a little burnt by the sun. So it's not always going to function to the best of its capabilities. What it does when it actually conjuncts, like if we zoom forward a little bit here, that actually purifies. So like 2 days later, right, on the 25th, it's Cazimi. This is darn, we can call that Cazimi. It's 2 degrees, 3 degrees, whatever. That's Cazimi. Look at that. It's tight. It's on there. It's conjunct. So it's being purified at this time whenever it's like that. So all the negative aspects of that planet are being shed or you know, lost. That's also probably another reason why maybe it was like a more favorable outcome with that sort of thing. For example, in my instance, but you know, the more conservative astrologers would be like, oh, you know, it's actually after it goes Cazimi is when it will be indicative that there will be less issues rather than before. But anyway, I'm moving forward because I don't want to get caught up on nitty gritties of like super deep anal astrology type you know, assessments. But like, anyway, what I will say is that that's what happened on that day. Now, the funny, trippy thing is, I'm going to share with you what happened on the 1st of November in a separate video because I want to break this up to be a little more digestible. And you're going to see like why it's funny that this happened under that influence. Yeah, not to mention though, Saturn is here, okay, at 25 degrees Capricorn. And this is like starting to be an influence. Like Mercury is squaring Saturn, of course, is like the underlying tone of everything, like challenge, delay, denial, like having to go through a death process of some form, right? Because Pluto and Saturn are over here just like having a little tango by 3 degrees of orb separation. Okay, but that's more for the next video on what happens on the 1st of November and why it's so funny. With that said, through next time, like the video if it brings you any value whatsoever, because it helps other people get the 411. Until next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.